The Archdiocese of St. Louis recognizes and appreciates the important role of media in our local community. As shepherd of this Archdiocese, I wish to thank all of our local communicators as they work to inspire positive change in response to the significant issues facing our society and world today. This afternoon, we gather in a special way to honor and affirm the work of two excellent communicators, one of a Catholic and one of a secular entity, for their remarkable impact on our community of St. Louis. Through effective communications, our honorees have positively influenced and inspired our culture, and for that, I congratulate both of you. The first recipient of an award, our Catholic recipient, is a Catholic professional who is the host of a highly successful Catholic radio show. Wendy Wiese is a deserving recipient of this award, whose commitment to excellence in communication has not escaped my attention. In a culture that desperately needs quality Catholic programming, the relevant radio show, On Call with Wendy, has helped fulfill this need since 2009. Additionally, Wendy's presence on secular shows such as Donnybrook have consistently been a voice of truth and goodness and beauty as she tackles often difficult social issues from the Catholic perspective. Wendy and her husband of 23 years, Chris Carter, together with their two daughters, are active members of Ascension Parish. With the busy demands that the vocation of marriage and that of mother, not to mention a career in the exceptionally busy world of broadcasts, Wendy has given to our local church a great deal of time and expertise as a member of the annual Catholic Appeal Council. And for this, I am personally very grateful. As was stated in the nomination that we received on her behalf, Wendy is a faithful Catholic who loves and appreciates the many facets of the faith, and who, although she could have done nearly anything in the broadcasting arena, has decided to devote the last decade of her career to promoting Catholicism. Wendy Wiese, please come forward and receive the Archbishop Robert J. Carlson Excellency Communication.
Very heavy. So I suppose that counts as cardio. Thank you, Your Excellency, for the award, which I will always cherish and which I will try to live up to, and for being such an effective, steadfast, loving shepherd to not only the Catholics of the Archdiocese, but to the entire region, which needs that so desperately right now. Thank you. Go ahead. Excuse me, you want to take a picture? Everyone I invited is here. And I said to my husband, I said, that's really amazing. I said, I'm so deeply moved. He said, Wendy, they want to meet the Archbishop. You have many admirers in Ascension Parish. To the Office of Communications, to Katie, to my dear buddy Elizabeth Westhoff, who graciously volunteered to serve as a human podium today. If there had been no podium up here, I thank you, Elizabeth. Amanda Lindley for all of her assistance. She asked me to keep my remarks to 90 seconds. Everyone in this room knows that it takes 90 seconds for me to say good morning. My heartfelt thanks to our spiritual fathers from Ascension, Pastor Monsignor Dennis Staley, Father Aro, Deacon John Marino. Thank you so much. I am humbled and honored by your presence here today, and I will never forget it. Chris and I will remember it always because we know how very busy each of you is. Even broadcasters are called to be saints. In the tradition of our patron, St. Gabriel and St. Francis de Sales, I have such a long way to go, such a very long way to go. When I stumble frequently, and I stumble frequently, I remind myself that St. Gabriel and Francis de Sales didn't sit next to Ray Hartman once a week. It's amazing, and I'm sure Mike has had the same experience. You look back on your career at an event such as this, and you think of all of the sort of the circles that connect. And most of you remember, I know most of you remember Robert Hyland, my boss. Dan Deerdorf used to always say that Mr. Hyland didn't call on a telephone, that the bush outside his window would just start burning. And Mr. Hyland wanted to communicate. And he even had a memo pad that was given to him that said, "Message from God." Somebody had given it to him to give to his employees, and it said, "A memo from God." And I explained to Monsignor Ronquest once, I said, how do I respond to people who say that Mr. Hyland, you know, he's a daily communicant, and sometimes you have to make tough decisions when you're the head of an outfit like KMOX. And he said, explain to them that Mr. Hyland doesn't go to Mass every day because he thinks he's perfect. He goes to Mass every day because he knows he isn't. And I just thought that was always very beautiful. But my executive director at Relevant Radio, Father Rocky, I've gone from working for a man who people believed he was God, to actually working for a man whose boss actually is God, which is wonderful. But I thank Relevant Radio for the opportunity that I have every day. Many people talk about how wonderful it must be to have the ability and the platform to change people's lives with the truth and the beauty and the fullness of the Catholic faith. And I'm always very quick to remind them that God put me there because he wanted to change me. And he has. And for that, I am humbled and grateful every day. I thank you to my dear friends who are here today. You are here today because you are all closest to me, because you are the ones that Chris and I turn to for prayers, and you are the ones we share our faith with. We love you very much. To my mom, who is here from Florida, to my father, whose presence I feel every day, for laying the foundation of my faith and cultivating it since birth. To my best friend and truest love, you all know him as Bill Wilkerson introduced him to the world, the bravest man in the world, Chris Carter. But I'd like to thank him for praying with me and our girls every night while we hold hands, as well as holding our hearts. To Kate and Maggie, our greatest gifts and blessings. I know I'm over, but please forgive me. They're not here today, but they're always here with us. And people always ask, because public speaking is so popular, most people just love speaking in public. They always ask us, don't you get nervous? You get nervous? And I reply that every time I turn on the microphone, every time the camera is coming on, and sometimes that can feel like a firing squad. But I always silently think to myself, come Holy Spirit. Come Holy Spirit. Fill the hearts of your faithful. Thank you all for filling my heart today.